What's going on today, YouTube? It is Kawaii50 here. No face cam because I kind of look like a total trash goblin this morning, but it's also not important for what we need to talk about. Now, I've noticed a lot of people on Arknights, people I personally know, and people I've just seen throughout the Twitter sphere are having trouble advancing their characters. They're saying progression is way too slow. They don't have enough AP to sort of go through and do everything that they need to do. And that is honestly probably for a very similar reason. And we're going to cover that reason right now. So there is a stage in Arknights that you really need to clear ASAP in order to make sure that your progression is able to ramp up to the next level. And that progression that's ramping up is completely tied to the base. Heading over to the base now. Now, upgrading your base is absolutely crucial. It is absolutely necessary for speedy progression in Arknights. Because I want you to look here. Look, we can make pure gold, but we can make the level 5 tactical battle record. We can start making dual chips, which are necessary for Ascension. For Ascension, we can make shards of Originium that we can use to summon faster. So upgrading your factories, upgrading your power plants, upgrading your trading posts, all of this is just absolutely essential for quick and speedy progression in Arknights. Upgrading your workshop, of course, is also going to allow you to make the materials that you need to make this possible. Most importantly, the reinforced building material, which is going to allow you to get into the higher tier I am just now. Now, what stage is very important for clearing this? I'm glad you asked, even though I'm probably sure you really didn't ask. So we're going to scoot over to combat, and we are going to go over to the supply stages, because luckily everything is open right now for an event. And we're going to pop on over to Resource Search, open Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday normally. Alright, so is this stage right here, SK4. SK4 is the most important stage you can possibly clear. It gets you that building material that we mentioned at a fixed drop, so you are able to start upgrading your base. You can see I haven't cleared SK5 yet. I'm just kind of waiting on that, not super worried about it, focusing on the story. We're going to go into SK4, and I'm going to show you at least the strategy that works for me for clearing it. I've got it set on auto deploy. Now let's take a look at the team we got here. So you can see here, I've got 2 of my little vanguards. One is Scavenger, so she can just keep constantly refreshing me on that DP. That DP is super, super important for you to be able to deploy everybody super, super fast. Now, of course, you don't have to use the characters that I've used, and I'm going to be telling you about all the specific alternatives you can use to what I'm using. So, I mean, you can use Scavenger. Courier is also an acceptable option. Fang, Vanilla, and Yado are going to be your free-to-play options. And if you are super duper lucky, you might have Siege or Texas or Zima in order to fill that slot for you. Moving on from that, we've got our actual keys. Our actual keys to completing this map at all are our shift specialists. I'm using Feeder and Cliffheart right now. Cliffheart being a pull specialist and Feeder being a push specialist. Now, if you don't have either of these characters for whatever reason, you can go ahead and use Shaw or Rope instead. Shaw replacing Feeder, Rope replacing Cliffheart. Any of these will work, but specifically in order to clear this stage, what is absolutely necessary for you to do is you need to have Cliffheart or Rope skills at 4. It is the only way they're going to be able to enact the strategy that we need to clear this stage. Now for our guards, I've got Lapland and Franka here just so they can sort of block those extra units. Lapland mainly being here because she can ignore defenses and there's some super strong defensive enemies on this map. If you don't have like Lapland or Franka, a good substitute for Lapland would be Midnight, Frostleaf. If you're super lucky, Silver Ash. I cleared this stage before I got him, so I'm not using him. If you're looking for a single target physical guard to replace that, Melantha is going to be your easy free-to-play option. There's also Matoi Maru, or if you're super lucky in the Recruit, you can get the Recruit-specific Indra to fill this slot as well. Barring that, we've got our 2 tanks. I'm using Croissant and Liskarm. 2 tanks is definitely super important for that, because these 2 tanks are going to be able to block a significant amount of enemies. And you need to deploy one of those tanks in the top of the map, which we'll go over later, and you'll be able to see the work that they're able to put in. Now, I know you see there's a third tank here, but this third tank is the most crucial that I wanted to talk about her completely on her own, and this is our heal tank. Our heal tank is going to be able to heal up all of our characters we are going to end up bunching together, and it is super, super crucial that we have this heal tank as well. The heal tank, Cliffheart, Feeder, 3 biggest sources of success. Now, if you don't have Saria, she is the S tier healing defender tank. You can use Neural or Spot or Gummy, Spot and Gummy being the easiest ones to receive to clear this map. And of course, I've got some healers in there as well. Really, any healer will work for the strategy that we're doing. You don't need anyone specific. So whoever you got. All right, let's go ahead and start the mission, and I will show you exactly what is going on here as we go through this base siege. All right, so you can see first, I've got Scavenger deployed down here in this node. This is just so she can kind of sit here and start recovering this DP. I mean, we've got all of these casters up front, but they're just going to hang out there and not really do anything. So we do not have to worry about them actually ruining all of our carefully laid plans. We've got our first guy coming in. Scavenger's going to start fighting him. And immediately behind her, we're going to deploy our heal tank. Our heal tank is going to be able to help keep Scavenger alive for the interim because we're not getting a big Zerg rush just yet. We've got Cliffheart deployed behind her because she is going to be our key into protecting that top lane. That top lane is going to be super, super rough to defend for a little while. But Cliffheart got it on lockdown. I've got, gosh, I forgot her name. Lapland. Why did I blank on that? I got Lapland here. Lapland dealing out that damage, being ready to block anyone that's able to get through our little Zerg onslaught right now. And the second we hit that 20, we have deployed our Liskarm. Our Liskarm hanging out here, being ready to block anybody so Cliffheart can do her thing. It's not really important that we have any sort of damage up top because Cliffheart is going to completely and utterly ignore that. And you're going to see that in just a moment. Now we've got Shining down here. Shining getting ready to heal up all of our people because it's going to start getting really, really rough for our bottom lane right now. And we need our bottom lane to stay alive solely to protect Cliffheart. Cliffheart is the necessary portion of this plan because, boom, there. Right into the pit. Don't need to deal any damage. Perfection. Now I deployed Telopsis up top here just so we can kind of keep Liskarm alive so she can continue to block and Cliffheart can continue to charge her auto skill. I've deployed Croissant up top here because Croissant is just going to super quickly do a little bash that you're about to see, and it's going to be spicy. You see all those dudes? You see all of them hanging out here? Well, all of a sudden, no more. Bye. Now you can deploy any other push operator here. Croissant was just the easiest for me to deploy. Shaw and Feeder would be fine as well. You just really need to make sure they stay alive. You can see I took away Croissant, and now I've got Feeder up here getting ready to punch these dudes into oblivion. Boom! 2 dudes done. Now I've only got 2 more people waiting up here. They're going in on Liskarm. We've got Cliffheart just waiting, and boom, into the pit. Get over here, Scorpion tier, all done. And we're already down to 22. That quickly, the team was able to completely annihilate and eviscerate this entire squad. Cliffheart waiting here like, come on, boy, come on. Boom. Big L for all of those dudes. So I'm sure you can see if you have a pull operator, people, this map is going to be super, super easy. Those pull and push operators you really can't sleep on. If you level them up, it can turn maps that seem absolutely impossible into a complete and utter breeze. Now that we've got that, we're going to be able to upgrade our base, we're going to be able to create those new materials, and we're going to be able to advance all of our operators a lot faster than we were able to previously. But I want to know down below in the comments, let me know if this guide was able to help you. Let me know if maybe you have a different setup that might be able to help people complete this map. And let me know if you really do think this is the most important map to clear in Arknights. I personally really do. I think any newbie that clears this map is going to be able to look and be like, wow, this game is actually a lot easier than I thought. Though, don't sleep on your laurels, people. It can get pretty spicy. This is Kwai50 again. I hope you're all having a phenomenal day. I hope you're all having fun in Arknights and in all the other games you're playing. I will see you next time.